Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Texans franchise where we have it made to the playoffs for the very first time in this series. Last year we had a 9-8 record. We lost the last two games, I think, if I remember correctly, or at least two out of the last three, and missed the playoffs by, inches, basically. But this time, 14-3 record, we were absolutely dominant. What put us over the edge, obviously, is our rookie quarterback. We had Davis Mills last year, and it did not work out at all. And this year, this ended a little bit differently. Let's look at the playoffs. We had the number one seed, obviously. And so we're going to look at the results from the wildcard round first. We have the Bengals at a dominant 56-28 win. Joe Burrow tossing 7 touchdowns, throwing for 448 yards. And Josh Allen, also great game, but he was sacked 5 times. You can assume that a few of those drives were ended right then and there. We have Joe Mixon had a solid day, but Joe Burrow was the main man in this enterprise. Tyler Boyd, 138 and 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gerald Everett, 88 yards and a touchdown. And T. Higgins, 55 and a touchdown. So those are the main players to look out for on the Bengals. Brian Burns absolutely destroyed everybody. 3 sacks in this game. Trey Hendrickson had a couple sacks as well. The edge rush was absolutely dominant. Bills gotta upgrade their offensive line here. And a couple picks in this game as well. Von Bell and Trey White were the two guys with the picks. And then the forced fumbles, where there were 4 of them in this game, and not all of them led to turnovers, but the Bengals here with Hendrickson and Josie Jewell and Aaron Woodyard, a second-year linebacker, had a forced fumble as well. So the Bengals move on. They are the number 2 seed, so they are going to have a home game as well. Next game up, Tennessee winning 31-17 over the Dolphins. Both quarterbacks with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Tua was sacked 4 times though, so that may have made the difference. Theo Coolidge had a nice game, but Derrick Henry was the main man in this one. 163 on the ground, including a very long touchdown, and he had 2 touchdowns as well in this game. Hassan Haskins had a nice game as well. We had Kendrick Bourne as the main receiver. And then Amari Cooper was the one with the other touchdown. So we'll see both of those guys as well today. For sacks, it's Harold Landry, 2.5. And then AJ Epinesa, the ex-Texan, who is looking to have a revenge game because the Titans are going to move on to play us. So we are going to face the Tennessee Titans in a divisional round, divisional rivals matchup, as Alex Richards and the Monty Hooker were the 2 guys with the interceptions as well there. So Alex Richards, we have not seen much of him up until this point. He's a backup corner. Then we have Kansas City winning a close one over Baltimore in overtime. So Patrick Mahomes getting it done in the end there. Both teams have 1 turnover. Both quarterbacks threw 1 interception here. Patrick Mahomes. And then Lamar Jackson was injured, so it was the Brendan Fox show, and that probably hurt him because he's a backup quarterback and he looks like 1-2 on his ratings. And Baltimore was right in it till the very end. They had an exceptional game against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, but in the end it didn't matter. The Chiefs ran 31 times for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns with their 2 top running backs. So that's kind of a backbreaker. I can't talk anymore. We have Mark Andrews had a great day at the offense, but Brandon Cooks also had a good day. So the ex-Texan also moving on here to the divisional round. John Ingram, Nick Bolton, George Karlaftis, and Walter Geralt had all the sacks for the Chiefs. And then Mac Wilson with the interception for the Kansas City Chiefs. So there's a lot of stuff to unpack here. We have then the Bengals and the Chiefs here. Joe Burrow against Patrick Mahomes. And we have the divisional matchup from us. Let's look at the NFC quickly. We had the New York Giants winning 35-23 as Tom Brady tosses 2 other touchdowns. Again, Daniel Alfaro had even 3 touchdowns. At the end of the game, apparently Britton Fowler came into the game for the Giants. Apparently Tom Brady got hurt or something, I'm not sure. Dalvin Cook had a good day at the office. Saquon Barkley with 2 touchdowns for the Giants. And that probably brought them the win. Mecole Hardman had a great day, 100 yards. And then Wan'Dale Robinson had 83 yards and a touchdown, including a 55-yard pass. And yeah, the 92 yards by Justin Jefferson apparently did not matter in the end. We have a few sacks here, not a whole lot, but Malik McDowell and Anton Cummings had each a sack for the Giants, and then no picks, and I don't think any fumbles either in this game. So yeah, Tom Brady still in it. He went, after he was with the Bucks, he went to the Philadelphia Eagles, had a good run there, and now he's with the Giants. Apparently he is on a tear to probably try all the NFC, NFL teams. I'm not sure what his deal is, but Chicago wins after they allow a fourth quarter comeback by the Packers. The Chicago Bears win in overtime. Darren Norton in his first playoff game, the rookie quarterback, great performance, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Rick Richter had 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So that's why this score seemed a little messy, I guess. David Montgomery, 133 and a touchdown. Also, Aaron Jones had a pretty great game as well. There was no run defense whatsoever in this entire game. Odell Beckham Jr., 7 receptions for 139 and 3 touchdowns. And then Curtis Samuel, 6 receptions, 121 and 2 touchdowns. Awesome performance by the Bears receivers here. They finally figured it out, give their young quarterback a chance to win here. A couple sacks that really don't matter all that much. Probably all of them on blitzes too. And that's it. The Bears move on. The 6th seed plays the 1 seed in the next round. And then we have the Carolina Panthers absolutely blowing out the Seattle Seahawks and Greg Johnson. Nick Norris with a really good game. Greg Johnson also had a solid game. McCaffrey, 105 and 2 scores on the ground at least. And then they also had 8 for Terrence Johnson with 32 yards. So they were spreading the ball around a lot. 6 carries for the fullback as well, and he got a touchdown too. And the Seahawks had their lead running back, Mitch Graham, 12 attempts for 10 yards and no touchdowns. 0.8 average per carry. Ridiculous. That Carolina defense is no joke. We had Tommy Tremble for 129 and DJ Moore for 116 and 1. Rashard Winters was the second lead receiver on the Seahawks. Still can't believe that I missed out on him back in the day. Hassan Reddick had a great day at the office, 2 sacks, also Gross Matos in the backfield, and 1 interception collected by Matt Bradley, a 5'10 slot receiver out of Oklahoma State. So the Panthers move on as well, and they are going to be playing the New York Giants. So the Bucks are playing the Bears. Here Rick Richter and Tyson Clark face off, and Tom Brady and Nick Norris facing off. So let's jump into this one. We have a few upgrades to take care of from training before we look at the Titans roster. We are playing them a lot. I know we all know how this team is constructed. They have an X-Factor quarterback in Theo Coolidge and an X-Factor running back in Derrick Henry, and that's probably all you need to know about that offense. Let's upgrade Angelo Mendoza here for a second, and he gets even more short accuracy. I love it. He is getting better every minute. He is an absolute franchise quarterback. He looks great. Has accuracies in the 90s already. And we have a scenario as well. First playoff game. And we were the 14-3 team. We should be winning no matter what. But we're going to play cool here. This is our first playoff game. Let's see if it takes us where we want to be. And we have a playoff rivals scenario as well, because we're playing our divisional rivals. And I think with these two quarterbacks, it's got to be more like a chess match. Every drive is an opportunity for each quarterback to march down the field, and the defensive coordinators have to play chess to counteract these two absolute superstar quarterbacks here in the AFC South. And so that's why I'm going with the chess match, and we have plus 5 player recognition. I think it's going to be a tough battle. Theo Coolidge, second-year quarterback out of Delaware, 6'1", 225, with a massive arm and great accuracy in the short and intermediate part of the field. Also not a bad deep thrower, but it's also like he can miss some throws down there. He's a pure pocket passer, though. Derrick Henry, 6'3", 247, 93 speed, 94 break tackle, 98 stiff arm, 92 trucking, and he is not going to fumble the ball at all. I don't imagine he's ever going to fumble. Amari Cooper is their lead receiver. He has still adequate speed. He's still a good route runner, and he is catching everything that's thrown his way, at least when he's open. Catch and traffic rating and spec catch ratings are going down from what it used to be, but he's in his 30s. Just like Robert Woods, who has lost a little bit on the acceleration side. He's not the fastest anymore, but he's still a damn good slot receiver. And then they have Kendrick Bourne, who's also more of a slot receiver, but with his frame and Robert Woods on the team, probably going to be playing more on the outside. So they have 3 star receivers here in Tennessee, all of the on the wrong side of 30. So they have to rebuild that receiving core at some point. And then they've got a 30-year-old tight end as well, O.J. Howard. He's the one with the great speed at tight end. Catches everything. Is not a great blocker, though. So, yeah, that's the receiving core. And they have a young left tackle here, a rookie, Quentin Carter, who has 89 strength, which is just, I'd say, very solid for a tackle. And he has very solid ratings across the board. The finesse blocking is kind of weak, but not really like super bad. And then they have Joey Young at center, a weaker center here at 85 strength, but he's a very solid pass protector. So no issues there. He can protect his quarterback. And they also got Mekhi Becton there on the right side of the line. So they have a really good offensive line built up here. Nate Davis at right guard. And then they've got AJ Epinesa, who was once on the Texans, and now he is looking for revenge. On the other side of him is Jeffrey Simmons, 98 strength, 96 block shedding, 89 power moves. This guy's going to be a problem. And as we learned in the last 2 episodes, if we have to run against these absolute star defensive lineman over 300 pounds here, that is never ending well for us. But we'll see. Javon Hargrave is also on this line, so that's even more to be concerned about. But he's more of a pass rusher. Still can be a really good run defender. Pass rush is here with Sean Kendricks from the edge. Really good first step. His strength is really good as well. He has 90 finesse moves. He's a one-trick pony in that way. He's not, I don't think he's ever going to be a good power rusher. And in the middle of this defense, Nate McKay, a third-year linebacker, I think it's got to be, with excellent speed, like exceptional at the middle linebacker position. Can cover, can hit, can play the run. Very good player. Nick Bayless is another one of those linebackers. Also good athlete, very good in zone coverage. Can also be a man cover player as well. His run defense is really not all that great, but it's still getting there. So he's going to be good as well. And then they've got Harold Landry on the other side. Great first step. 87 finesse moves. His block shedding should be fine. I think his run defense is okay, but his power rushing is never going to be there, I think. Caleb Farley is their number 1 corner. Exceptional speed at the cornerback position. Good man coverage. Zone coverage is lagging a little bit behind, and you should not press him too much or make him press too much. Roger McCreary is their number 2 guy. He's more of a slot corner, and he does not have the great speed, but he's also really solid in man coverage, 84 there, and he can even press a little even though he's smaller. And then their third cornerback is also an ex-Texan in Greedy Williams. Great speed and a good zone coverage ability. Can also cover man-to-man, and his press is kind of okay, I guess. So nothing spectacular there, but also not horrible. Kevin Byard is one of the best safeties in the league still. He has great coverage ability, and he can also hit a little bit, so he can play the run as well. Now let's see how we can beat this team. We have met them every year for 2 times every year in this series. They are our divisional rivals, and I'm looking forward to this game. I think the way to beat this team is these older receivers really are not that fast anymore, and we have the best corner duo in the league, I think, with all those interceptions. Awesome stuff. By the way, Derek Stingley ended on leading the league, and Alex Day is second for the league, second in the league, or tied for second in the league in interceptions. So we had a great corner duo this year, and they continued to target Derek Stingley even after he had like 4 picks already, and he made sure to make them pay here. And we are gonna see Theo Coolidge out there first. He has a season with 32 touchdowns and 14 picks. The picks are a little bit high for my liking. 14 picks, if you could reduce that to like 10, I'd say it's a lot better. But they're going to start with a 3-by-1 set. Coolidge, quick drop back, and he's got his man open, and that is a catch, first down, 3rd and inches, coming up, 3 tight ends to the right. They are going to throw it, quick drop back, and he gets it away, but he gets hit during the throwing motion. It's Javon Kinlaw on the QB hit, and that results in a 4th and inches. So a 3 and out immediately for the Titans. That is not a good look if you want to keep up with this high-powered offense that has just arrived here on the field. 47 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season, and about 5,400 yards for Angelo Mendoza, who is now going to take the field. The only injury here is Matthew Thierry on the offensive side, and Mendoza has lots of time. He's going to get it away on 2nd and 7, and that's his running back who had a step. He's a good route runner for some reason. 16 yards for Dakota McKenzie, moving the chains into Titans territory already. Now they go with a split backfield, and they are going to hand it off to McKenzie, who gets 7 yards out of that play, and almost moved the chains here. 2nd and 2, and that's money down here, I guess. Not money down, that's a 3rd down, but like a down where you can just chuck it downfield. Everything was covered, and then AJ Lincoln was kind of held there. Should have been a flag, but 3rd down and 2, and they're just gonna run it up the middle, and McKenzie has a huge space there, even breaks the safety's tackle. 16 yards, and that moves them close to the red zone now, in field goal range. And that was a pretty awful tackling attempt by Amani Hooker, I gotta say, man. That was, not great. Dakota McKenzie is the back here still. He's gonna get the handoff, get a block from Cordova, breaks another tackle. I think it was Kevin Byard this time, but another huge gain, 14 yards for him, moving the chains in the process as well on this one. Yeah, Kevin Byard was the one. He couldn't stop him, but then the second one was a pretty huge hit. First and goal for Mendoza, and he's gonna throw it to the outside, and Justin Ross gets 5 and out of bounds here with a second goal and from the 3 coming up. Dakota McKenzie into the end zone, touchdown Texans. They are taking the lead here, and that's a 7-0 game now as the Titans offense is going to come out onto the field. Very solid drive, dink and dunking their way down the field, mixing in the run as well. And what is this coverage? That was a bust here as Amari Cooper is wide open. And they're going to have an 18-yard connection there. First and 10 now. They're going to hand it off to Derrick Henry, and that's some trouble right then and there. What are you doing, man? You got to have a plan for this guy. 21 yards for Derrick Henry on this run. And now 2nd and 7 coming up. And they are going to have a play-action shot for Coolidge. And he's just going to dump it off to the tight end. Everything's covered downfield. Take what you can get. That's about 5 yards. 3rd and 5. For Coolidge, close bunch to his right, and they are going to pass it here. Coolidge has lots of time. One-on-one in the end zone, and it was easy. Robert Woods wins the battle against Caleb Burgess, and Burgess really needs to do a better job as a deep safety there to cover a 90-speed slot receiver, man. That is not even all that big. He was wide open, and he couldn't even challenge one bit. As Rashard Forbes has a nice run back there to the 36-yard line. Texans come out onto the field. 1st and 10 for Mendoza. And he is going to just take the open man underneath. And that's Ross. And he's got the first down. 16 yards on the reception. Moving the chains into Titans territory now. 1st and 10. That is a motion for Devian Davenport. And that is going to be a orbit bubble pass, and Davenport just stiff arms one guy out of the way. It's a 6-yard run. Fullback checks in. It's Janovich, and the handoff works perfectly. Linebacker should have been blocked a little better, but Janovich did his job, and that's a 1st down, converting into field goal range now. 1st and 10. Handoff to McKenzie, and he's going to run it right behind his right guard, Greg Springs. Perfect blocking there. That's another 1st down, 11 yards for McKenzie. And so far, this Titans defense does not know how to stop the run. They're doing a great job here running away from Simmons as Diego Cordova gets rocked at the end of this completion. But 18 yards, another 1st down, moving them into the green zone. Now, from the 5, it's McKenzie fighting into the end zone, and that's another touchdown. Wow, Amani Hooker is having a horrible day in run defense. Jeez, you gotta stop this guy at some point, dude. Like, look at this one. Running it to the goal line, and then with lowering his shoulder straight into Amani Hooker's chest. Nowhere to go here for McKenzie but forward. And that's a touchdown, 14-7. And now we are at the end of the 1st quarter. Last play, it's going to be Derrick Henry. And he gets about 4 yards before he's stopped and dragged down. 2nd and 6, close bunch to the left. They are going to throw it, and Coolidge is going to heave it downfield, one-on-one, and that's broken up. Perfect coverage by Derek Stingley again. 3rd and 6, and they are going to go with a draw, and it worked out. Derrick Henry, 12 yards on the draw. And I don't think the Texans defense knows how to stop Derrick Henry either. By the way, this is what I call the Derrick Henry Bowl because we have our own diet Derrick Henry there in the backfield. Baby Derrick, a.k.a. Dakota McKenzie. But on this run, there was absolutely nowhere to go. 2nd and 12 now coming up for Coolidge. And he's just going to chuck it downfield. And there's Derrick Henry wide open. And he makes defenders whiff and gets about 25 extra. Are you kidding me? 53-yard reception for Derrick Henry. Beautifully done. He just shakes out 2 defenders who then continue to run into each other. And Derek Stingley is the one who gets to him. And then Redman finishes the tackle. But that was a little bit too easy. 2-by-2 set motion for Cooper. But they are going to hand it off to Derek, and he's going to be stopped with a 6-yard gain, 2nd and goal. And now, 11 personnel for Coolidge. And he's going to hand it off, and nowhere to go. That was the fullback. They got Null in there, and that's a minus 3-yard run. Beautifully done by the defense. They stuck to their guns even though it was 11 personnel. They put up a strong defensive line, a strong box there, and make them kick a field goal here. 14-10 game, and that is an interception, and that one is gone. It's Greedy Williams. Are you kidding me? Greedy Williams gets his revenge on the Texans for not playing him. Oh my God. Oh, that was an awful throw. Completely underthrown, man. Oh, Jesus. Now, A.J. Lincoln gets a conversion here. 18 yards. Down by 3 now. So now you have kind of the pressure to go down the field and score. Janovich checks in. And he should have blocked that guy, man. Dakota McKenzie, nowhere to go. That's a minus 2-yard run. 2nd and 12 coming up now. But Andy Janovich, what are you doing, man? I mean, I guess it was not Janovich's man, but he just, like, he saw that the defensive tackle was straight through the line, and he was like, nope, I'm out of here, and yeah, that was not too great. But 2nd and 12, Diego Cordova with an 11-yard reception, 3rd and 1, Janovich checks in again, and this time everybody's doing their jobs, and Dakota McKenzie has a huge run, 16 yards down the field, 1st down for the Texans. Now they go with an 11 personnel set. This is Mendoza getting it away to Cordova. That connection has been established this season. He breaks 1 tackle, gets out of bounds. We're about 5 minutes out of halftime. Now close bunch to the right for Mendoza. And he has on the post, it's a touchdown for the Texans. They are retaking the lead. It's Devian Davenport. And he's got the one. So, 1st and 10, fullback in the game for the Tennessee Titans, and they are going to hand it off to Derrick Henry, but nowhere to go. At least Burgess handles his run defense responsibilities here. And then on 3rd and 9, beautiful play by Kendall Sheffield, blanket coverage, nowhere to go for the receiver here, and they have to punt it back. 5-yard run for McKenzie on 1st down. Now 3rd and 5. Handing it off to McKenzie on 3rd and 5. And it worked. And a lot more after that. That's 12 yards. Moving them into Titans territory again. So the 3 and out for the Titans was not really a good option to win this game. Because now 2nd and 10. 1-on-1. Davenport. It's almost picked. Oh, you got to come down with this one. The 6'5 receiver, he had a shot as well. 3rd and 10 for Mendoza. Gotta convert. This is not field goal range. And he's getting it away. And some late separation for A.J. Lincoln is going to get them the 1st down. 14 yards for Lincoln, who is Mr. Surehands, Mr. Reliable. He's the one catching everything. And that is a broken tackle by Dakota McKenzie. And still dropped for a loss. Man, that was some really disappointing stuff here. Completely whiffing on the block here. I'm not sure. I think it probably was Kenyon Green. 2nd and 11. They are going to hand it off again and nowhere to go this time either. Oh, man. What are you doing? That's Green. And he's got another TFL here. 3rd and 12 coming up for the Texans. This is the edge of field goal range. You can't take a sack. The pressure's coming in, but wide open. He's throwing it right into the blitz. And that's a 21-yard connection on the post to Justin Ross. 1st and 10, handing it off to McKenzie, and somewhat in his way was Travis Etienne on the late block. But it's still a 5-yard gain. We're inside the 2-minute warning. By the way, we have 9 seconds on the clock. And 3rd and 2, handing it off is not an option. So you got to throw it. Touchdown Texans to Cordova. So that's a 2-score lead now. 11-point game, 5 seconds out of halftime. And that was just too easy here. You actually had 2 open receivers. It didn't matter if it was Cordova or McKenzie, but easy pitch and catch there for the touchdowns. 28-17 is your score at halftime. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And let's look at the other game. Kansas City wins it 35-31. And the 4 seed wins here over the 2 seed. So it's going to be Kansas City in the championship game. Whoever wins here has got to face Patrick Mahomes, and that is not a sight I want to see. But also, on the other hand, I also do not want to see Joe Burrow. 3rd and 6 now coming up here for Mendoza, and the clock runs down. This is going to be a delay of game. 5 yards back, 3rd and 11 coming up, and that's going to be a throw. McKenzie is going to not stay in to protect, but that was very quick. Right into the blitz again. Justin Ross wide open. 1st down, converting here. 1st and 10 for Mendoza. Is going to hand it off to McKenzie, and he's got the 1st down. Tracked down from behind. That's about 13 yards. And the Texans are driving again. And I think as the Titans, you have to stop them right here. If you let them score another touchdown, then this game is basically over, as we have a 6-yard run here for McKenzie. Double A-gap look for the linebackers. Oh my god. 3rd and 4. They tried to run it on Hargrave, and that ended up horribly. So that's a 62-yard field goal try for Kaimi Fairbairn. Right down the middle, and it is no good. It's not good. 62-yard try. And I think if this was like a couple yards closer, he would have had it. Great field position now for Theo Coolidge. 11-point game still. And off his back foot, he's going to throw it down there. And that's got to be an interception, man. Jeez, you got to pick that off, man. Alex Day dropping the interception there. Theo Coolidge off his back foot again. One-on-one broken up by Alex Day. Flag down. What's happening? It's a holding. And yeah, this you can easily decline. Mekhi Becton with the hold there. That's a perfect play by Alex Day there. Blanket coverage and then punching it away. What are you doing? You just got the ball back off the punt. Oh my god. Roger McCreary with the interception. What are you doing? Angelo Mendoza throws his 2nd pick this game. Completely whiffing on the throw here for Davenport. That should have had a lot more air and a lot more farther out in front. Like, that was too short. And 2 more, like, that was a bullet pass. That was a pretty bad idea to throw that as a bullet. But 3rd and 5 now for Theo Coolidge with a great field position starting this drive. And Kendrick Bourne gets 14 yards, converting into a 1st down, close to the red zone now. 2nd and 8. Now from the 20, we have Derrick Henry, but nowhere to go on this play. It's just a 2-yard gain. And now they're going empty. Close bunch to the right, and Coolidge has a man open at the sideline. And for some reason, Derrick Henry is doing toe drags here, as Matthew Starks does not look great. He's going to enter the locker room now. And that's going to give an opportunity to Martin Monroe here. 1st and goal, and that's going to be a throw to O.J. Howard. Quick drive here with a couple throws and a couple of runs, and that's it. Touchdown Titans, covering cutting it closer to the lead again. So now it's a 5-point lead. Abdominal tear for Matthew Starks. Oh, that hurts. He's going to be done for, well, maybe all the season. Maybe he's back in the Super Bowl. I don't know exactly, but that doesn't look good. 2-point try for Coolidge here, and he is sacked by Martin Monroe. Just got in. 2 plays in, he has a sack and avoids a 2-point conversion here. As, yeah, that right tackle here in Mekhi Becton, for some reason, completely whiffed here against the backup edge rusher. And Starks couldn't create any pressure all day long. 1st and 10 now for Mendoza. 5-point lead. You gotta get at least a field goal to feel good about this lead here. They're going to run it for a few yards. 2nd and 6. Mendoza's going to get it away. And that's a nice play design with the mesh having the corners run into each other. And A.J. Lincoln getting the first down here, about 12 yards. Converting. And now you're close to midfield. About 10 or 15 yards. You're in field goal range. A.J. Lincoln turning the corner, running away from Roger McCreary. Awesome play here. That is 26 yards for A.J. Lincoln. And now you're in field goal range already. Took only a couple of plays here. 2nd and 9 for Angelo Mendoza. And he has lots of time. He gets it away. And just as he wanted to let it rip on the corner route. And Justin Ross was wide open, by the way. Pressure was coming in. Dakota McKenzie picks up the blitz here. And Mendoza has to make a quick decision. Throws it short. 4th down after the catch by Cordova. And you just take the field goal here. It's an 8-point lead now. And you're at the end of the 3rd quarter in no time. So they are going to float it here to Derrick Henry. And Portillo is going to drag him out of bounds. 3rd and 5. Empty backfield for Coolidge. He's going to throw it one-on-one. And for some reason, Kendrick Bourne hauls it in. Are you kidding me, man? 50-yard connection to Kendrick Bourne. He was perfectly covered by Alex Day. I cannot believe he allowed that catch. Derrick Henry is taken down from behind. 6-yard run still. 2nd and 4. Close bunch to the left. Henry the only back. And Coolidge is going to throw it. And that is a completion. I cannot believe it. That should have been broken up as well. 1st down. And they're going to hand it off to Henry into the end zone. Touchdown. 13-yard run for Henry. And now you might have a problem. 2-point try again. Coolidge is gonna run out of the pocket and he's sacked again. It's Martin Monroe. He just, oh my God, are you kidding me? Martin Monroe just avoided 2 2-point conversions. So 4 points that were taken off the board by Martin Monroe. Oh my God. 3rd and 4 now for Mendoza after a couple of runs. And he's gonna throw it to the wrong guy. Oh my. That was a double covered tight end instead of a wide open angle route by McKenzie. So that's going to be a punt here. And Derrick Henry is going to get nowhere. That's just a 2-yard run. Portillo is the first one there. 2nd and 8. Close bunch to the right. They are going to throw it again. And Coolidge has his man wide open. It's Kendrick Bourne getting 7. So 3rd and short coming up right now. Coolidge has a 2x2 set. And 11 personnel. That's Derrick Henry. Nowhere to go. It's Jamie Cantu. Yeah, he could not prevent it. Oh my, that blocking was pretty bad. Jamie Cantu just saw it coming from a mile away. And now on the play action shot for Mendoza, they have Cordova wide open. It's a 2-point lead. This is a very close game. You gotta convert here on these money downs. 1st and 10 for Mendoza. Wide open is Justin Ross, and he's the one with the football. And he's got 20 yards exactly, dotting from 40 to 40. And now they're in field goal range. And now you can run down this clock as far as you can. They show A-gap, double A-gap look, and Dakota McKenzie finds the perfect lane. 11 yards, 1st down again. And they are not really running down this clock for some reason. Now they are running it down a little bit more. Mendoza is going to have a completion over the middle, and that's 8 yards to Justin Ross. And by the way, the Titans had a top 5 pass rush this season, but they have 0 sacks in this game. It has been kind of close at some point, but not in this one. And there is also a revenge catch for Corey Davis, the ex-Titan, who also gets a chance to play here. Blitz picked up by McKenzie, beautifully done. And that's a wide open touchdown to Diego Cordova. Oh my, that was a 6-man pressure. And McKenzie was the one picking up the blitz here, perfectly done. He even held the block a couple seconds after that. So no beating Dakota McKenzie, who has already more than 100 yards on the ground, I think. 1st and 10 with a 9-point deficit now. 1-on-1 at the sideline, and Alex Day is having none of that. Shoving him out of bounds. 2nd and 10, close bunch to the right. Coolidge has it broken up again by Alex Day. Finally, these pass breakups. 3rd and 10 for Coolidge. and he's gonna throw it one-on-one at the sideline, and Alex Day would have been there for this one as well. 4th down, you gotta go for it. 4th down, and they've got it. Perfect route by Kendrick Bourne. Alex Day didn't cover it perfectly, and that throw was money. And now another successful throw here, and this time it's Robert Woods from the slot on the corner route. He's got this one, 1st and 10, and that's a completion to Amari Cooper, 13 yards, and they are now moving down the field. 2-minute warning is here in a couple seconds. Coolidge is going to throw it on the dig route, and that's wide open. Robert Woods. Actually, it's not wide open, but it was like a 2-step gap to each defender. And now Coolidge. First play after the 2-minute warning, it's a touchdown to Derrick Henry. And that is going to close the game down to a 2-point game as well. Or again, I gotta say. 2-point game again. And 12-yard run by Dakota McKenzie, so that's great. Now they have a close bunch to the right. They are going to run it again. Block is set by Cordova. It's another 1st down. And they are using these timeouts. 1st and 10, split backfield. Handoff to not to ETN. He was the lead blocker, and he whiffed on his linebacker. So that's going to be a timeout taken. 2nd and 7, bunch to the right. Ross isolated left, and there is nowhere to go on this one. 3rd and 9 coming up in no time. And I think that was Nate McKay. 3rd and 9. They are going to hand it off to McKenzie, and he has nowhere to go, and that's a loss again. McKenzie, by the way, is almost at 180 yards. 2nd and 10 for Coolidge after the punt. And they're just going to let this rip down the field. It's a Hail Mary, and this is broken up. Clock hits 000. Oh my god. What a game. What a game. That was a very close game. And the Titans kind of lost it there in the middle of the game. They were down by a bunch, but they fought their way back in. Forced a couple punts. Got a couple touchdowns. And all of a sudden they were there again. And I think Coolidge played a very good game. 60% completion percentage, 284 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns. No, 3 touchdowns, while we had 2 picks with Mendoza. 2 boneheaded throws as well. But McKenzie was the man of the day, I'd say. 178 and 2 touchdowns. Justin Ross had a nice day. Diego Cordova was uncoverable, and he had 2 touchdowns. This playoff run is starting great for Cordova. Gotta say. And yeah, we had a little bit problems here running the football at the end there. But yeah, had to punt it away on that 3rd and 9. Should I have thrown it? No, because then they wouldn't have had to use that timeout. They would have still had a little bit more time to get closer for the Hail Mary shot. You gotta run it there. I don't care. But Cordova is really showing what he can do as one of the better tight ends in the league right now, I'd say. He's one of the leading tight ends in yardage this season. And I think he has close to 1,000 yards even. Now, we win this game. We move on. We're going to face the Kansas City Chiefs. And let's look at the other scenario here. But yeah, we were 1 step ahead. But that was more like a half a step. 2 points. That's not even half a step. That's like a 3rd step, I guess. We win this one. And we have an injury. And we already know which one it is. It's Matthew Starks. Oh, man. 5 weeks. That's it. His season's done. He's not going to be back for the Super Bowl. His season is done. So we're going to see Martin Monroe take over in his spot. And I think he had a great game. Stopping 2 two-point tries here. That's awesome, man. And yeah, so we're going to face the Chiefs in the next round. And the others, on the other tree, it's Bucks-Panthers division rivalry championship game. So really interested to see how this is going to play out. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Texans franchise. See you in the next episode. Until then, spread some love.